Yo, it's your boy, man, CD Rome from Watch Your Narrative podcast. It's been a long time, guys. It's been a long time. Highly anticipated return of Watch Your Narrative. We've been hearing all of the clamoring and the asking questions. When you gonna start the podcast back up, man? What's going on? Like, I want to hear from you guys. I want to hear from you guys. I want to hear some topics. So guess what, guys? We back. We're here. We're here. So we want to, of course, be back with all of the good guys and some of the bad guys. So let's welcome one of the good guys first, man. Welcome back, Ace Boogie with the hoodie. What's up, man?
I am not a rapper.
Yo, and then we also got Bad Trouble. 5 times Bad Trouble. Big Wavy. What's up, bro?
What's going on?
What's
KD
up?
for life.
What's up, man? What's up? And then we also got my main man, Jay Nebula. What's up, bro?
Hey, what's good?
Yeah, if you could unspotlight me here. So guys, we are for the people that's on audio, let's let this be known too. We are officially on Spotify now. That is Watch Your Narrative home. We are certainly on Spotify, so go find us on Spotify, Watch Your Narrative podcast. We are also on Amazon. So say if you want to talk to your Alexa, you can literally say, Alexa, play Watch Your Narrative, and you'll hear us. Also, too, we are on Google Podcasts, soon to be on Apple Podcasts. So anywhere where you can listen to your podcast, we are officially there. And now official, great news as well. We are also going to be making a home on YouTube. So now you get to see all the faces and expressions and everything that's going on, with the podcast. So we appreciate everybody. Honestly, if I can get everybody, if I can have a moment, let me get the spotlight back. I'm sorry. Let me get the spotlight back. I need to have a moment real quick. I want to talk to everyone. When this podcast started, where my spotlight at? Come on, can I get my spotlight? Can I get my spotlight? I appreciate it. So anyway, when honestly, when this podcast started back in 2019, very first episode, it was, just me on the microphone. Probably a very terrible listen to just hear that. So first of all, I want to say appreciation to all the guys that have really made this podcast more popular, with your personalities, with your hot takes, with all those things. So I want to say appreciate to you guys first. Also, I want to definitely say give an appreciation to the people who listen, the people who actually ask for more content, more episodes. So we certainly want to be able to do that for everyone. And for the people who really listen to the episode or listen to the podcast, my very first podcast, that conversation was about a special individual. Okay, give me a minute. So I just want to say, I know that this person is no longer with us. And I just want to say thank you to Carmelo Anthony. I just want to say thank you so much for all the memories. I was there when you dropped 40 on the Hawks. I was there. I was watching Paul Millsap. He was fouling you too. He was fouling. But I was there when you went into Chicago and you beat them boys in overtime, tongue out, all that. I was there when you went up against the Black Mamba. They said you couldn't play defense and you was guarding them. You was guarding them. Y'all lost, but it wasn't your fault. I was there all those times when you had the braids and Allen Iverson wouldn't pass the ball. I was there. I was there in New York when Phil Jackson was all in the media talking spit. I was there. And I just want to say appreciation to Carmelo Anthony, the GOAT. Whew. Okay, guys, y'all okay, you can get rid of the spotlight. I'm sorry. I appreciate everybody at the moment. Carmelo.
Chills, man. Chills. I got
Hey,
that.
can I say something?
Wow.
This is not derogatory because I was a little emotional too. I remember when Walmart used to do midnight releases for games and NBA Live 2005 came out, man, and I had my granddaddy wake up out his sleep at midnight to drive to Jacksonville Walmart and get me that game because I was obsessed with his braids. I was obsessed with the number 15. Yes. I wanted to be Carmelo Anthony when I was a child, until I realized that he didn't have no rings, and I'm gonna stop right there.
Hey, shout out! He was on the cover of NBA Live 2005. That was the
2005, man.
Best, the last good NBA Live. So
yeah.
Shout out to Carmelo, man. For real. Smoothest offensive weapon we've seen in a long time.
Yeah, that's for sure, man. That's for sure. And in all seriousness, though, definitely a smooth basketball player. Definitely gonna miss that 3 shots to the head. And as JP said, just a smooth repertoire of offense. So let's get straight into it, guys. We are in free agency right now, and of course, a lot of moves have happened. And we're gonna start right there. You see it on the screen, fellas. Kyrie Irving re-signs for a 3-year deal with the Dallas Mavericks for 3 years, $126 million. Is that a good or a bad thing? Ace Boogie, talk to me.
Well, I mean, I guess it really just depends on who you ask. I mean, I guess it's good for Kyrie. He got some type of payment in the years, I guess, that he was looking for. So I guess on his side of things, I mean, yeah, I guess he's happy. It's a good move, but I'm all about the NBA, the team. What does this improve the Mavericks? And the answer to that question, I think, is no, absolutely not. We have to remember when Kyrie got to the Mavericks, they were 5th in the West. 5th. They had gotten as high as number 3 in the West at one point in time early in the season. Kyrie gets there, and now they find themselves out of the playoffs. Him and Luka Doncic do not match. Their games are too similar. And let's just be honest. Outside of the Cleveland years, what has Kyrie really done in the league? So in my mind, I think this was a big waste of money. I think Kyrie just wanted to get paid, and I think he's going to force his way out to L.A. That's just what I think is going to happen. Mm-hmm. I'll let you guys, ponder on that. But that's just my thought process on it.
What you think, Neil?
Well, I mean, the situation is in regards to the Dallas Mavericks. I mean, the situation is who were they going to get, right? I mean, I'm looking back at that trade at what they gave up. They gave up a 2029 unprotected first round pick, 2029 second round pick, 2027 second round pick, Spencer Dinwiddie, Doris Finney-Smith. I mean, they gave up assets to get Kyrie Irving.
A lot.
So, I mean, it wouldn't make sense for them to just let him go for nothing. So, I mean, and then on the other hand, I mean, where's Kyrie going to go? Take a meeting with Phoenix for what? They have no money. So it's kind of like Kyrie needed the Dallas Mavericks, and the Dallas Mavericks basically needed Kyrie Irving. I mean, they can't really do any better. So
did they though?
Yeah. I mean, they gave up their assets to get him. So, I mean, it is what it is. Even though he may only play 50 games, we don't know. But I mean, I wouldn't say it's a good thing. I wouldn't say it's a bad thing. It's just how it is, for that organization. Kyrie got fortunate, man. Because I don't see too many other teams that would give him that, to be honest with you.
Man, tell them how it is, Wavy. Come on now, give it.
Man, let me go ahead and let me spit this game to y'all real quick. First of all, I used to be a lover of Kyrie. I love his game. I love how he plays basketball. I love how majestic he is on the court. I've actually been able to see him twice in person, and it is definitely an experience. It's definitely an experience. But this is all setting up Luka to leave the Mavericks when his contract comes up. He don't want to play with Kyrie, bro. They were 8-12 with Kyrie in the lineup. When those two played together, they were below 500. And if you watch any of their games together, it was your turn. No, your turn. No, your turn. No, I should take the last shot. No, you should take the last shot. There was a game where Kyrie had made 4 straight threes. I can't remember who it was, but it was in the fourth quarter. They was battling a team. He makes 4 straight 3-pointers, but then defers to Luka, who took like maybe 2 or 3 shots in the third and fourth quarter combined for a game winner. And you could tell that Kyrie was trying to make, like, oh, we're good, and I trust him to take the shot and stuff like that. When he really wanted to take it, as I say, he didn't pass the ball to Luka in that instance with love. You have to pass it with love for your teammates to make shots. I'm a big believer in that. You got to believe they're gonna make the shot. Yeah, I just don't see this working out. I'm gonna piggyback off of JP's point that he's setting this up to get traded to LA. Let's not be shocked if by mid-season we see a Kyrie for AD trade to the Mavericks. Yes. I think they're setting up for AD to leave the Lakers too.
That's a hot take right there.
I do.
Yeah, that's a heck of a take.
Whoa, and I see y'all jumping back, but you're not. What the Lakers gonna give
up? I mean, when I said LA, I mean I wasn't necessarily saying the Lakers.
He's not going to the Clippers, JP. I'm sorry.
They're
not going to have JP. He's not going to the Clippers, bro.
No,
he's not going to the Clippers.
Listen, here's the thing.
I don't think so.
And I
think another player is going to the Clippers. We'll talk about that later.
Yeah, but yeah. I just want to have a rebuttal to James, right? Because I felt like in this situation, I felt like Kyrie needed the Mavs more than necessarily the Mavs needed Kyrie. Oh. And what I mean by that is, to your point, I think you're absolutely right. Nobody was going to give. I felt like no team in their right mind that was legitimate playoff contenders would have given Kyrie more than 2 years. And that those 2 years, I think, would have been 1 year guaranteed with the second being a team option. Mm. I felt like that the Mavs at this point are showing their desperateness to try to find some way to appease Luka, because I think what Chris is saying, Wavy is saying, is very spot on. If they don't make no big moves, man, Luka's going to try to find his way out of there. But I think ultimately what the Mavs were trying to do was go ahead and get the man paid, make him happy, and then find a trade partner to get assets back to try to redo, mulligan what they did in the original trade.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that honestly, in my case with Kyrie Irving, man, I'm like Wavy, man. I used to really, really be fighting for Kyrie Irving, bro. Like always be fighting for him. Like that. I mean, honestly, the dude's game is just terrific, man. When he
amazing
one-on-one game. Yeah, one-on-one game.
When he plays.
Hey, he may be the best one-on-one player ever. Especially 6'3" or 6'4" and under. I'd probably say ever. No argument. But I think the fit. For me, if I said, if I had to answer the good or bad question, I don't think it's a great fit either. Now, I want to actually talk about this hot take because that Wavy said, because I'm gonna lie, that would almost work for both sides. Like if you think about it, Luka, of course, him and Porzingis did not work, but AD is a different animal than Porzingis. So I think that if you were to get a AD alongside Luka, and then, of course, how has LeBron James won his rings? He's always had another guard outside of the bubble championship. He's always had another guard that can go out and get buckets. And him and Kyrie, of course, have won a championship together. I don't know, man. That's an interesting take, but I don't know.
If I'm Rob Pelinka, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that trade.
I know you're not, James. I know you're not. You're a Bron fan.
I'm not doing that.
But listen,
you got to think though. In the West, who just won the chip?
Yeah,
Denver.
The Denver Nuggets with Jokic.
Okay,
that's true.
And I'm not saying. I'm not saying that that Anthony Davis can stop Jokic, but at least having somebody like Anthony Davis can somewhat slow him down. You get rid of Anthony Davis, bro. You might as well hang it up, bro.
Yeah, you're not winning the chip.
At that point, you're just playing for memories.
I don't think Bron and AD this season was not vibing on the court. And I ain't gonna lie, and I ain't trying to turn this into that show that used to have those two guys on there that always talk about this individual every day. Yeah, no copyrights here, baby. But like sometimes with Bron, like the teammate relationship runs its course, and like Kyrie and Bron, that relationship ran its course. But like it's like two, and I ain't trying to make this weird, but it's like two lovers, right? and they love each other, but they try to go and date other people, and it doesn't seem to work out. You know, you have like take take Bron and AD. They won a championship together in the bubble. They reached the engagement point, but like they didn't, you know, the marriage. It's not like they're gonna ever get married. They keep finding excuses of why we can't commit to each other. And I just feel like Kyrie and Bron are meant to play with each other. And you're not going to get Kyrie from the Mavericks for a bag of chips like Phoenix got Bradley Beal. You're going to have to give up something to get something. You're going to have to bring something.
Oh, no. Guess what? The Lakers, I mean, are we forgetting about Hachimura?
Oh, my God. Okay.
Yeah, Austin Reeves.
No. I'm just saying, think of this.
And they still had the first round pick.
Luka's game is so... Luka is like LeBron when it comes down to the playmaking and whatnot. So all you need is great role players with Luka. I don't think you need another superstar ball handler. You just need great role players.
I don't see
Austin Reeves. Those are winning players, man.
I don't see the Austin Reeves. That killed it for me. I don't know. There's no way I'm giving that up. No way. Not for Kyrie. Not for somebody that has the potential to play 10 games for you.
Okay, but you're gonna give up Anthony Davis?
Give up Anthony Davis?
What?
Whoa.
Make it make sense.
No. They both play the same amount of games every year. One is just injured. The other one's trying to make a political stand. Let's be real. Come on now.
That's true. So, hey, let's table this for a second. Because we're gonna I think at some point we'll get back to that LA conversation. But you know, in the spirit of free agency, right? You know, it's a lot of stuff been going on, and one of the other big names, big topics that has finally, you know, I guess re-signed, but the talk is that he's going to be looking for a trade, James Harden. And I am flabbergasted at how this circle with James Harden. I'm gonna start with you, Neb, because I know that's your guy. I'm gonna start there with you. But what's up? What's going on?
Man, you know, for years I've been defending this man, you know, and hey, I can't defend it no more, man. I can't, man. Ultimately, you know, JP was right, man. JP was right about James Harden. I mean, he doesn't want to win, man. He doesn't want to win.
To tell y'all, man.
You know, it's just like a confused lady, you know, who wants to be in a relationship but doesn't know what they want. That's James Harden. He doesn't know what he wants. You know, we done heard reports about him wanting to go back to Houston. There's nothing in Houston.
Terrible.
Right? Then, you know, we're hearing reports about him wanting to be traded. You know, so he opting in, but they're looking for us to trade him away. And the front runners are supposed to be what? The Knicks and the Clippers? They're not winning anything. So it's clear to me that he doesn't want to win a championship. That's not one of his goals. And it's disappointing, but I mean, I guess at the end of the day, it is what it is, man. But I'm disappointed, you know.
Yeah. Melo would never. But
yeah.
He definitely did.
Never did.
He definitely did. Melo definitely did.
He chased the bag, man. He got it.
Yeah. What you think, Ace? Go ahead, man.
Okay. I didn't know. Wait. Okay. So listen. So here's how just to make an analysis, man. I guess we're just gonna keep using these women analysis, but it is what it is. Hope the movement don't get at. So listen. So James Harden is like the woman that you see from across the way that, man, you know, she is beautiful. And then as you get closer to her, you start to realize, ooh, you know, maybe she's got a little mustache or maybe got a little beard. You know, that's James Harden. What James Harden does is he goes to franchises. He gets the fan base thinking, okay, man, we're getting this past MVP, past scoring champion, past league assist leader, and he's going to carry us to the top. But I have said this, and I've been wrong about a lot of players, but boy, I've been right about some too. And Kyrie Irving and James Harden, the two players that I have been, from the beginning, I have said Mike D'Antoni has ruined James Harden as a player. When you give a basketball player the opportunity to have the offense with he's got the ultimate green light, he can pick and choose when he wants to score, when he wants to pass. He has the ball in his hand 95% of the time. If you try to take him out of that system and try to let him do something else, he won't want to do it. Doc Rivers said it when he got fired that was the problem. James Harden, he does not want to do anything outside of having the ball, making the primary decision. If he does not have the ball, he's not going to do anything. To James's point, like, you're not going to go to a better contender than what you're on. Mm-hmm. So when he said that he was open to going to the Rockets or to the Knicks, it's clear James Harden is here to get paid. And he's going to go to a franchise that's dumb enough to give him a max contract so that he can get paid and live his happy married life, go to the club, do whatever. That's just it. He is probably one of the most frustrating superstars I have ever seen in the history of the league.
Mm. Is it my turn?
Yeah.
Is it? Oh boy. That was beautiful. That was beautiful. That was beautiful. So my beef with James Harden as an NBA player began in the 2012 NBA Finals. I was 17 years old watching this, and I get really emotional talking about this, guys, because, you know, he was taking so many shots in his finals, but wasn't making anything. And he was literally Black Manu Ginobili during the regular season. I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened between the Spurs and playing the Heat. I don't know if it was the script of the NBA or what. But
the Monstars, bro.
That NBA Finals is truly what ruined James Harden, because when he got traded from OKC to Houston, they were like, James, the floor is yours. You do what you want. Show him what you're about. Show him what you're about. And he was on this mission to prove that he is a great player, and he proved it. He got an MVP while in Houston. Reached multiple Western Conference Finals while in Houston. But let's think about all the coaches he's cost jobs to. Doc Rivers, Kevin McHale, Mike D'Antoni, really Scott Brooks in OKC, because they was done with him after that finals. And I've never been a believer in his game. And let me tell you something. One of the greats said, Kobe Bean Bryant said on national television, daytime TV, with millions of people watching, that James Harden will never win a championship with that play style. And he's still to this day at 33 years old trying to play the same way. And it's always the other person's fault. So it was Embiid's fault. It was the rest of the Sixers' fault for not showing up in they didn't make the East Conference Finals. It was the second round, right?
Second round. Yes.
Okay, it was the second round. They didn't show up. And it was just Embiid and Harden and blase. You're going to go to the Clippers? You're trying to opt in to go to the Clippers? You're going to blame Kawhi Leonard, who's probably not going to play very many games? Paul George, who hits the side of the backboard? Tyrese Maxey.
Hey, PG has bounced back. Put some respect on PG's name.
I'm not putting respect on Paul George's name because he wasn't there.
That's a bad boy. I'm sorry. That's a bad boy.
He can play.
I'm sorry. PG a bad boy.
PG smooth.
No more. I am adding James Harden to my do not talk about list, along with another player who just made it within the last 3 weeks, when we will discuss him later. And please, I need to be spotlighted to talk about this individual because I'm sick of hearing about him. I'm sick of it.
Hey,
James Harden, so I'm done.
What does this mean for Joel Embiid? You know, Joel Embiid, he had to deal with, Ben Simmons. Now he's dealing with James Harden, and so what does that mean for him? Like, what's next for Joel?
Get out of Philly. Leave Philly.
So listen to this. Listen to this. This is, I mean, dude, you might as well go ahead and get the alarm set, man, because I'm about to say something and a lot of people ain't going to agree. But I'm telling you, when I make my hot takes, man, I'll be right. We have seen the best of Joel Embiid.
That's it. Yes.
We have seen the best. The window with winning with Joel Embiid, I believe, is closing.
It's closing.
Joel Embiid.
Closed.
No. What? No. What? In fact,
it's closed.
I'm going to go ahead and say it. It's closed
in Philly. In Philly, not period. In Philly.
No. Oh no. Period.
No.
Period. No. Hold on. I want you to think about this. Unless Joel Embiid goes does the absolute abnormal and says, you know what? I'm going to play for less than the max, and I'm going to join up with somebody else, right? Joel Embiid is not going to win a championship. I don't think he will ever get out of the second round. We have seen the best of Joel Embiid. This is a player who is 7'1", 300 and something pounds, with bad injury issues. The Sixers had their opportunity. They had a 3, 4, maybe 5-year window. It's over. It's done. So Joel, he got his MVP. I think he's very happy about that. We won't see any improvement for him. He is known to be out of shape when the season starts. He does, and when the playoffs come, he does not last. I'm sorry. It is over for Joel Embiid. If I was a player, I'm sorry. If I was a team, I wouldn't want him.
Well, I would say that whole trust the process thing. Yeah, the process is definitely over. That situation is over. But as far as Joel Embiid, I don't think the window has completely closed, but it is. I will agree that it is closing. I mean, Joel Embiid is 29 years old. He's approaching 30 years old, and like you mentioned, he is injury prone. So, they're gonna have to try to make a trade, put pieces around him, and try to win now within the next year or two, or otherwise, they'll never win. Or Joel Embiid will never win in Philly.
Can I ask you a serious question, James? Serious question. Yeah. And I want you to anybody else can be free to answer too. But what else can you add to Joel Embiid? What else can you give Joel Embiid that will push him over the top?
A real point guard.
Who?
Chris Paul.
They don't have Chris Paul. Chris Paul is with the Warriors. So who can you get that will give Joel Embiid an opportunity?
You know what I think that they're trying to do? The Sixers are trying to do? They're trying to move James Harden. I think this is one of my predictions. I feel like the Sixers are trying to move James Harden to the Clippers for PG and try to move Tyrese Maxey as the one who has to be like the combo guard and kind of, take over the reins, as the lead guard. That's what I think they're trying to do,
If it wouldn't surprise me, but I say this, if I'm Kawhi Leonard and you talk about
No, I don't want to hear nothing about that, man.
Yeah, no, hey,
I don't want to hear.
They come to me and they say, "Hey, we thinking about trading Paul George for James Harden." I say, "Why?"
He has no leeway. He has no.
David. Hey, I ain't gonna lie. Get this scrub off my screen, please.
I want to say scrub. He's MVP now. He's MVP.
He's scrub.
Hey, yeah, but I want you. Do you know what that reminds me of? Joel Embiid reminds me of. You remember when Anthony Davis, the year that they was in the bubble, remember Anthony Davis used to be out with injuries all the time. But then when he first got there, he was trying to prove people wrong, trying to show that he ain't brittle, like he is like now. Then once he won the chip, he reverted back to his old ways. Joel Embiid wanted this MVP, and he felt like he should have won it the last 2 years. He's won it. We're not going to see a motivated Joel Embiid this season coming up. I'm telling you.
Yeah. And the thing is, JP, with Joel Embiid, you were right. He was motivated to win it. And still, even in his motivation, Jokic still probably should have gotten that MVP, bro. And I think I never, you know what? I didn't pay no attention to Nikola Jokic until they played the Suns. I've never watched him play a basketball game. I've never watched the Nuggets. I'm not staying up till 10 o'clock at night to watch them finish the game.
The Nuggets, right.
I'm not doing it. I stayed up to watch him destroy my Phoenix Suns, who was the only team to take them 2 games, by the way. So y'all watch out for us. I mean, We had two little scorers, and we took them to 6 games. The only team in the league to do that this postseason. But we're not going to go there. I think that's it for Joel. I think he got it. I think he's happy with it, and I think that's where they're going to peak is the second round. Really, if we being real, Trae Young broke the Sixers. He broke them. He broke them, bro. When what's his name? I don't even want to talk about him.
Ben Simmons, yeah.
Yeah, I don't even want that name. I don't want any bad habits added to my game personally in real life. When he didn't go dunk the ball on Trae Young, and people and a lot of Philly fans that I know were trying to justify why he didn't dunk the ball because it doesn't matter. You're 6'10" going against a 5'11" guard. They list him at 6'1" on the game and on NBA.com, but he's 5'11". We've seen him in real life. When you didn't go dunk the ball on him, that was the end of it. That was the last year. Was that 2 years ago? 2 years ago. Yeah. That was the end of the Sixers championship hopes. You can add James Harden, you can add whoever. They're not gonna get one. They're not gonna get one no time.
But can we all? I think we all could agree though, if James Harden was motivated to play like how, I mean, even just not even his MVP years, if he was motivated to play like how he was when the Rockets had Dwight Howard, they probably would be in the NBA Finals and may even had a chip. But James Harden, man, like he was a complete disappointment in the playoff.
Yeah. I completely agree with you guys as far as with James Harden. Joel Embiid, I'm not so sure. I think Tom though will be able to.
No. I know you the host, City Rome. I know you the host. I need you to tell me why. Give me proof. Give me proof.
I mean, to me, Joel Embiid still to this day, there's 3 guys. There's 3 guys in the league right now that are, to me, at the top of the list of like just dominant players that you just can't do anything with. Joel Embiid, Nikola Jokic, and Giannis Antetokounmpo. And I think that those 3 players, with the way the league is going now, bigs. I mean, you think about the last 5 MVPs were all big men, that played, getting to the rim. And of course, they're a little bit different, a little bit more hybrid than what the former bigs in the past were. But Joel Embiid is still a force to get reckoned with. I think the only thing that could affect him is injuries, because I think even at this moment, he's still gifted enough, big enough, skilled enough to still do something. I think you did mention that if he ended up going somewhere else, maybe he could. But I do believe that in Philly, I don't think he'll be able to get the job done in Philly, not unless they flip James Harden for a player that I would love for them to flip for. We'll talk about that.
Tobias Harris too. They got to get rid of him. Too much money on the books.
So,
for 12 points a game.
Tobias Harris over me.
So I want to start this next time. I want Wavy to kick us off on this next thing here, because we want to talk about like the favorites. We seen a lot of the movements, right? We seen a lot of the movements. Phoenix Sun, one of the big moves in this offseason. Huge move. Wavy, tell me why you think they are the favorites to win it, because I know you think that.
Kevin bleeping Durant. Devin, I don't know his middle name, but Devin Booker. It's Devin Armani Booker. There it is. Devin Armani Booker and Bradley Beal. Now, to James' point, Bradley Beal has had injury concerns, and I'm not going to ever accuse a player of faking injuries. But when you look out on the side of you, and you look at a franchise that clearly does not want to win, they like being the bottom of the barrel. I'm not going to play either, even if I have even if I stub my thumb while sealing letters or something. Like, I'm not playing for that franchise. I think we're going to see a rejuvenated Bradley Beal. I think Devin Booker, who was literally, I've never seen a player play like he did versus the Clippers, where he could not miss a midi to save his life, and versus Phoenix, the 2 games that they won. I mean, not versus Phoenix, but versus Denver, the 2 games that they won. I've never seen a player play like that. I think they're going to be motivated. I do think they need to get some defensive stoppers. If I was them, I would be making phone calls to Jay Crowder right now, because when Jay Crowder was down there with DeAndre Ayton played better. I do believe in Frank Vogel. I think he's the big whisper. Y'all forget, This man did have Roy Hibbert on his team until Paul George did that heinous act that we're not going to discuss. And D was an all-star. And then, he's disappeared off the face of the earth. I mean, where's he? Hey, Roy, you send a postcard. Let us know you're live. Do something, please, brother. Please. Let us know where you're at, man. Yep. This is right. As of right now in the offseason, I think they've had the best offseason so far, getting one of the best players. I was not expecting to get Bradley Beal. I'm not going to lie. I heard rumors of Kyrie. I heard rumors of Dame. I would have preferred Dame over Bradley just because Dame is a point guard. He's not the traditional point guard, but I will take Bradley Beal. I love his game. And this is going to be the true mid-range mafia, as they were being called last season. I'm going to give DeAndre Ayton one more chance. If you go check my Twitter, you've seen where I went on tirades at about 2 a.m. because I couldn't sleep because I was so mad at how he played. But if we do not trade Ayton for bench players, I'm going to just ride with this team. Matt Ishba, who is the owner of the Suns, is going all in because he knows his window is short because, look, it's saddening me, but KD, he getting old, man. Like, I seen it last playoffs. Like, I was he getting old. Like, so it's now or never. I think they got a 3-year window to win a championship with this team. A 3-year window. And if they don't, then it might be the biggest failure, one of the biggest failures after the Nets debacle, which KD was also a part of too. It might be one of the second biggest failure in the NBA history. So I'm riding with them right now. I'm gonna see what they do this offseason. They signed a couple good free agents today. I'll get their names in a second if we come back to them, but this is who I'm rocking with right now. And it's really hard for me to pick them over Denver, but this is my heart talking right now. But you guys go ahead. Y'all take the floor. That's my take.
I want to finish this one up. Go ahead, James.
Oh, okay. The question is the Phoenix Suns favorites? They're not the favorites. I like what they've done so far by acquiring Bradley Beal. But Bradley Beal is not a point guard. He is a shooting guard, just like Devin Booker, is a shooting guard. So I don't know. I don't see how that's going to play out. Also, too, they kind of cash strapped, unless they move DeAndre Ayton. I think what killed them in this past playoffs was that they didn't have depth. And if they keep the roster currently the way it is, they're not going to have depth. And so I feel like it seems like it's incomplete, their offseason. I feel like, me personally, they're going to try to look to move DeAndre Ayton. It just seems like he's not motivated to play at a high level. Let's not forget, DeAndre Ayton was a former number 1 overall pick, and he has not played like a number 1 overall pick, in my opinion. So I think the favorite to win it all is still the Denver Nuggets. They're the most complete team. I know they lost a key role player, but keyword role player. But they still got Jamal Murray and they still got Jokic, So I think there will be a title contending team, but I don't think they're the favorites to win it all, though.
Okay, so James, you brought up some beautiful points. So I'm just going to give a list of the last few champions, right, that we've had. Denver Nuggets, 1 All-Star, deep team. Golden State Warriors. This past year, they only had 1 All-Star, complete team. Milwaukee Bucks. They had 2 All-Stars, but a deep team. I'm not gonna talk about the LA Lakers. But they were deep. But that's the bubble. But that don't count. Toronto Raptors, 1 All-Star, complete team. Golden State Warriors, deep team. Cleveland Cavaliers had LeBron, Kyrie, and Kevin Love, but they also had great depth behind them.
Yep.
Golden State Warriors, again, complete team. San Antonio Spurs, complete team. I can go on and on and on. Like, I looked at the list of the last 15 champions. They all had either 2 or less All-Stars aside from the Miami Heat. You have to have depth. Now, with that being said, like they have the Phoenix Suns are so top heavy right now. It's almost like they didn't learn a lesson from last season. I know Chris Paul gets his annual playoff injury. I mean, that's just known to happen. It just is what it is. But Bradley Beal ain't proved to be any better health-wise. And then you paying the man how much? $250 million? And he's gonna be the third option. He's gonna be your third option, and you paying this man that much money. What sense does that make? Now I know Phoenix, what the owner is trying to do is he's trying to fast track a championship season. But I think we need to start talking about KD as being a failure. I mean, this man has paid. I think I know me and you have talked about it, but this man has played with over 10 All-Stars and possibly as many as 6 or 7 Hall of Fame players, and only got 2 chips with one team. And that team won a chip after he left. Maybe it might be time to start talking about maybe Kevin Durant ain't that guy. I'm saying it here on this podcast, on the Watch Your Narrative podcast. Kevin Durant maybe is not that guy. Tell me a situation that he's gone in outside of the Golden State situation that already had a set up program and organization that was steady, that he has been able to lead to the promised land. He went to OKC. OKC was stocked with young talent. They couldn't get it done. Now, part of that had to do because James Harden disappeared. I give him that. Go to the Brooklyn Nets. They literally let the Brooklyn Nets let him pretty much build his own team. What happened with that? That was the biggest disaster in NBA history.
That was more so Kyrie. I feel like,
Even if that's who we wanted, they literally said, Kevin Durant said, if you ain't getting Kyrie, I ain't coming. And look what Kyrie did. They got James Harden. And for James Harden to be like, bro, I can't deal with this, bro. I got to be out. That's telling you something. And then for him to go to Phoenix, like Kevin Durant in his mind, I feel like he's thinking he's playing like pickup ball, like where you ain't got no substitutions or nothing. As long as I got a good 5, I'm straight. Boy, when you get to the playoffs, you're gonna need them folks. Yeah. Man, I'm telling you, man. I'm so happy when I see teams like this don't succeed, because to me, this should let people know that you need to have parity in the NBA. Goodness gracious.
The hate is strong with this.
It's
one.
not.
Hey, listen. Whoa. I let you talk.
I was wondering when you was going to chime in.
You know what, JP? I was quiet. Yeah, I had to step away for a second. I was quiet. But when I tell you something, just wait till I get to your guy. Just wait.
No, I'm just saying. Hold on.
Wait till I get to your guy.
He is not that guy. I said what I said. He ain't that guy. He's not.
GM wise, he's that guy offensively.
What?
They're not favorites.
Bro. Do you not realize the last? Hold up.
Look at this failure.
I'm venting.
He got 2 rings. He got 2 rings.
Two rings. With who?
If JD's a failure, what's Dame Lillard?
We'll get to that.
Hey, no. Hey, guess what?
Wait.
Moderator.
He's a favorite.
Hey, guess what?
He's a failure.
Hey, guess what? I guarantee you, if Dame want to hop ship and go to the Milwaukee Bucks, they guaranteed to win the chip. Dame's solid. Solid. Kevin Durant hopping ship.
Whoa. I gotta get mine in.
Do nothing. He ain't that guy.
He is a failure. What is Derrick Rose?
Oh, hey, bro. I'll cut you right now. I'll cut you right now. We know that, hey, man, that's a player I get emotional about.
Appreciate this graphic.
That's a player I get emotional about. You don't talk about him like that. Injuries, man, injuries.
Hey, so listen.
Hey, look. Hey, said I had to drop my nuke, bro. He was cooking me.
So look at this though. Look at this. Look at these Hall of Fame player, Russell Westbrook.
I agree.
Draymond Green, Steph Curry.
Hey, real quick though, that Thunder graphic is kind of disrespectful. They didn't even put James Harden in there. Serge Ibaka. That's crazy.
He ain't no real Thunder, bro. He ain't no real Thunder. No, that's a good Thunder graphic. He ain't no real Thunder. No. 12.4 points, 3.4 assists, 4.4 rebounds. He ain't no real Thunder. That's his final stats. I'm good off him.
Yeah, that's why they ain't put him up there. So listen, let's move on from KD real quick. Even though that was a very interesting take there. I think you mentioned something about Milwaukee and possibly Dame going there, but that probably won't happen. But they
no, don't never say never. I got a package. I got a package.
Yeah, they are they have also though happened to re-sign Chris Middleton. I don't think Brook Lopez has dropped off the market yet, so I'm not quite sure if they're gonna. They should, but last year, and I've heard some people kind of talk about Milwaukee still being the odds-in favorite in the East. So them re-signing Chris Middleton, what does that do for you guys?
Why? Can I start this one?
Go ahead.
Okay. And I'm sorry if I cut you off, James, but why are they the favorite? They've been playing the same basketball for about 5 seasons now, ever since Giannis has been relevant. And they got a chip out of it 1 year because they played a Suns team with the coach that would not make adjustments and was putting DeAndre Ayton on Giannis. We're not going to even mention that coach. That's another guy I will not talk about. I won't mention his name. He whose name will not be mentioned. You blew that championship. You were up 2-0. And you let Giannis just run to the basket on you for 4 straight games and dunk the ball. Let's be real. Chris Middleton we could argue he was their closer that championship season, but he's been riddled with injuries the last couple seasons. I mean, he hasn't looked himself. I don't see any improvements to where they could consistently beat the Celtics. I mean, consistently beat the Heat. I mean, teams like there's decent teams in the Eastern Conference. I mean, I don't see why would they be the consensus to win the East. I love Giannis to death. Giannis is my third favorite player in the league right now. But I don't you run into the basket. Eventually, teams are gonna figure out how to stop that. So when that happens, who are you passing the ball to?
Yo, you better hold on. You better put some respect on it because I'm just gonna put this out there and I'll let James do his thing. But you just mentioned that in the last 4-5 seasons, since Giannis been relevant, in those past 4 or 5 seasons, they're the only team in the East that's ever won the chip. So
that's true. But but listen, JP, I'm with you. I gave them their credit. But at the same time, they played against a team that did not make adjustments. We all know how important it is to make adjustments. Monty, I'm gonna say his name. The coach that recently was let go from the Suns literally got fired for that reason. Because in the playoff series versus the Nuggets, he ran the same offense, the same defense. What business if Jock Landale, who is a center on the Suns, is having better success against Jokic, why do we keep putting DeAndre Ayton into the game? DeAndre Ayton was useless versus Nikola Jokic. Now, you would think he's more athletic. He's probably in better shape. But that didn't matter in that series because I'm going to say it, DeAndre Ayton don't got no heart. And Giannis came those 4 straight games and snatched it. Whatever piece of heart he had left, it was snatched by Giannis in the finals. So you can't. I mean, I'm not saying that was an easy series for them because they were down 2-0. But I mean, if you go back and look and watch, because I've watched that series a few times, just highlights of it. Milwaukee was clearly a better team, but I just don't see them overtaking Boston. I don't see the Heat are going to be around. I think that's where your boy should go. We'll talk about him in a little bit, but I'm not that big of a believer in the Bucks until they can get somebody in like a true point guard and just let Drew Holiday, let him focus on just playing defense instead of trying to be a two-way guy, which he's not. I mean, I don't think he's a two-way guy. You can look at me all you want, JP. I don't think he's a two-way guy.
Who we said they're not a two-way guy?
Drew Holiday, not a two-way. He's a defender that can make a shot here or there. He ain't no two-way. He ain't gonna come down the other side of the court and give you buckets. Period. They was leaving that joker open. They was playing the Russell Westbrook defense on him a couple times in the series. This past playoff series he had. So I don't believe in the Bucks. I'm sorry. Find me somebody else next.
I'm gonna let you go, James. I'm gonna go ahead, Nip.
Yeah. So what? So the question was what about Chris Middleton? Is that what we're talking about here? The signing?
Does
Is
that
that
make
threat?
them
Does that
favorites?
in the East?
Yeah.
No,
Thank you.
absolutely not. What? He's riddled with injuries. He's only getting older.
Ooh.
I mean, what? Oh, thank you for putting those numbers up. I mean, yeah, those are cool, I guess. But I mean, they lost in the first round to Miami, right? Let's look at some of the moves that were made in the offseason in regards to the East, right? Boston got Kristaps Porzingis, you know, and they got Jason Tatum Steele, and they got Jalen Brown. I don't see them beating them. I don't see the Bucks beating them. We looking at let's see who else is out there. Miami Heat, you know, they've beaten them twice now. I mean, there are other teams out there that I just feel like are better than them. You know, if they can't get past Boston, then what are we talking about? So Chris Middleton, he's a good player, but he's an aging veteran, and I feel like you know to Wavy's point, Drew Holiday's not a you know not a two-way player. He plays defense, but he's also injury prone too. So if Chris Middleton is hurt and is older, you've got Drew Holiday who's injury prone, and Giannis is great, but Brook Lopez, he plays his role, but I just don't see this team winning a championship. Not currently constructed, and I don't think this move threads the needle at all.
I do think that as currently constructed, they're gonna definitely need to get Brook Lopez back. I don't know what they're gonna, I don't know.
But even if they get him back, I don't see them coming out of the East. I don't see it.
Okay. All right.
And
so
I definitely don't see them winning the championship.
All right. I think I'm going to say this. So we've got to see how the Bucks is going to look with the new coach. So I don't think that that's talked about, because I feel like that the Bucks fire Budenholzer premature.
Yeah.
Yes. I mean, I know that they lost in the first round. I know that's disappointing, but let's be honest. I mean, Chris Middleton, as was mentioned before, he's coming off of a major injury, right? There were some other issues, but in my mind, Giannis is the best player in the NBA. He is the number one player in the NBA. And until no, Giannis is better than Jokic. I wholeheartedly believe that if the Bucks were in the finals against the Nuggets, I think it wouldn't be. I don't even think it would have been close, because Giannis can guard Jokic. That's just how I feel. But I think, even though I disagree with a lot of you all's points, I do agree that Chris Middleton signing is not a huge deal. I think it was more of a signing just to keep him so that we don't lose him, more than this guy's going to keep us over the top.
Yeah, but or so you don't lose Giannis.
Yeah, right. But the thing about it is, Chris Middleton may come into this next season healthy and actually, do some damage. I know.
Look at those odds. So
yeah,
for that's in the audio.
But I agree. I think I would put the Bucks as the favorites. They lost in the first round. I get that, man. But you got the number one player in the league.
Yeah,
he can make something happen.
Yeah, and I think that's why they got the odds that way. So the people in the audio world, the Milwaukee Bucks title odds as of right now is at the top. Second is the Suns. Third, the Lakers, and the Golden State Warriors tied with the Lakers right there at the third spot. So the as of right now, currently constructed, the title odds goes to the Bucks, who were actually put out by Miami. Of course, we talked about, of course, Giannis was definitely injured. I think
put up the 2022, 2023 title odds and see if they were correct.
Oh yeah, I know, right? This early, yeah, I know. Definitely probably were at the beginning. Yeah.
It's early,
way too soon. Yeah. So, but because I mean, honestly, nobody. I mean, who predicted? And I listen, man. Them guys in the chat, that I play 2K with. We're sitting here talking about Miami and they were like, "Oh, I knew Miami was gonna get." I don't care what nobody said. Nobody knew that the Miami Heat was gonna get to the NBA Finals. Like, let's be honest. Now, to me, I thought the Miami Heat were definitely like that fourth best team in the East. That was my opinion, even going in. But to beat the Bucks, when they faced the Bucks in the first round, I was, oh man, that's a terrible matchup. That's a terrible matchup. And for Giannis to kind of go down in game one, and then of course we seen what happened in the rest. So the Miami
But
Heat,
I also think that that's why Mike got fired, because they gave a game up. Giannis could have played that game too.
Yeah.
And they held him back, and they ended up they bit him in the butt
because they thought that they were gonna be able to beat Miami handily, with Giannis healthy. So Miami Heat definitely showed up, and they may be like one or two pieces away from really being able to get over the hump. What does the Miami Heat need to do to be able to finally actually win the championship when they get to the finals?
Trade for a number one option guy. Jimmy Butler is great. He plays great defense. He gives 110% effort on both ends of the floor. But at the end of the day, you need that guy that's going to consistently give you buckets. You know what I mean? He needs a running mate that can really score. He can get points. He can score. But I'm talking about they need a scorer. They need somebody like a Damian Lillard. They need him, I think if they were to go out and get Damian Lillard, the Miami Heat would be a championship contender, a legitimate championship contender. That's what they need, Damian Lillard.
I want to piggyback off of that. I'm shipping Tyler Hero, whatever first round draft picks we have coming up in the future, because I know they got some. They ain't made no trades. They had a team full of undrafted guys. They got cap room now. They've cleared out Max Strus, who signed with the Cavs today for 3 years, $64 million, 4 years, 64. One of them, 3 or 4 years, $64 million. Don't really understand why he left Miami. Maybe they wasn't calling him back, or I don't understand why go to the Cavs. That is a waste.
No. We could talk about that later, but
yeah,
if I was Max Strus, I can see why he did it.
Oh, for sure.
I can't.
Cavs are coming, bro.
Yeah, I want that cheddar number one. Yeah, yeah.
But please forget. I'm just, after what I've seen in the playoffs versus the Knicks, and I don't understand how they go from a decent team in the regular season to playing the New York Knicks, who it was Jalen Brunson or bust, and they really, to me, got beat by one guy. Like, I don't believe in the Cavs right now. They got to show me something. I ain't ruling them out. They got to show me something. But yeah, I'm trading Tyler Hero. Did they? I think they still got Duncan. I'm sending them all. Get them gone. Dame got to come. Get them gone. And I think what is holding up the deal is Bam Adebayo. I can't trade Bam. You can't. But not only do they need to get a number one option guy, like James said, they need to get a person that can defend the hoop other than Bam Adebayo. They need a real center. This whole 6'9" center thing, it might work on video games. It's not working in real life. And every time Bam goes against a top center, like he went against Nikola Jokic, he got exposed. These guys are just too big for Bam. Like, he's a great defender, don't get me wrong, but he doesn't have that much of an offensive game. He's super streaky on offense. And then you top that with trying to be a two-way guy, because you got to try to score with Jim when Jimmy's not hot, or when Jimmy's not giving you what he can, because he might be clamped or might be tired.
Playing defense. Yep.
He's playing defense he's taking their best player. He was guarding Jamal Murray in the finals, bro, and then trying to go back down on the other end and score. That's a lot. They need a center. So maybe they could do a 3-way deal where we get some of their bench players in Phoenix. They get DeAndre Ayton, and somehow we get rid of DeAndre Ayton somehow, and they get Dame Lillard somehow. Like, let's talk. Everybody, let's talk. we're trying to get rid of guys. We really don't want this guy that we got at center in Phoenix. Let's talk, man. You got to get him some help. Bam Adebayo some help down low, though. I don't think it's just gonna be a guard issue because you bring in Dame. Dame doesn't protect the paint. Is he really a defensive guy? I mean, let's be real. Who has Dame clamped up? Russell Westbrook?
No, but at least, Dame guards his matchup. At least he does that.
JP, going out there and standing in front of somebody. Samir can stand in front of me on the basketball court, and y'all would consider that guarding.
I mean, who really has dropped off Dame? I mean, I don't want to get off on a tangent, but ain't nobody really just like went off on Dame.
Yeah,
I just want to put that out there.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Steph goes off on everybody else.
I think
yeah,
Steph.
but what's so crazy is even in the matchups with Steph, I mean, Steph ain't had like no 40, 50-point game against him, and Steph is coming off screens and everything else. But anyway, let's on the task at hand. So, as much as it pains me to say this, I agree 100% with what Chris was saying. Like, to me, it's not like I agree with Chris. I do feel like if I, as a Dame Lillard fan, I would love to see Dame in a situation with a team that for sure would get to the playoffs. Because I think what Dame wants is a team that can get to the playoffs and then he'll take it from there. So I mean, I would be happy to see the move. I don't know if it'd be a great fit, but Miami needs rim protection. And as much as it may pain the Miami fans for me to say this, Bam Adebayo is the problem. And I know it sounds crazy, but Chris is absolutely correct. The last small center that we have ever seen go to the finals and actually win with the team that had a small undersized center was the Detroit Pistons with Ben Wallace. That's the only team that we've seen with a 6'6", 6'7", 6'8" player. Bam Adebayo is not extremely gifted offensively. The only reason why he is an exceptional defender is because of his athleticism. The problem is, if you're going to get a center, you're going to have to get rid of Bam because Bam can't play the 4. He's got to be the 5. So in Wavy's scenario, if you getting Ayton, that means guess what? You're going to have to give up Bam. You can't have both of them. So to me, for Miami, and like of course Dame would be the big name, and on paper it might put him over the top or whatever. I still don't think that really makes them a contender because I don't know how Dame and Jimmy would mesh because I don't think Jimmy really likes to be the second fiddle, and if Dame gets there, proven. Dame would be the first fiddle.
That's proven. You're absolutely correct.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
hold on. Wait. Okay. Hold on. So let me. Excuse me. So what you guys are saying is that even if they were to go out and get Dame Lillard, while also somehow keeping Bam Adebayo, keeping Jimmy Butler, and maybe throwing some shooters around that particular group. I mean, maybe even keeping Kevin Love off the bench, things of that nature. That
Kevin Love's 50.
That team would not be able to possibly.
No.
They made the finals without him.
Yeah.
So but that was an exceptional circumstance. I don't think they're beating Miami. I don't think they're beating Milwaukee, and I definitely don't think they're beating the Celtics.
They gentlemen swept them.
Whoa. I mean, besides the Bucks, of course, I knew they were going to beat the Knicks, even though the Knicks felt like confident against the Heat. But even the Boston, I didn't think they were going they were literally up 3-0. They are 3-0 against Boston, like one of the favorites to win.
Right. But then guess what? Even though I know Boston lost in the game 7, but Boston showed why we all thought that Miami wasn't going to make it to the finals. I mean, I know that they didn't show up in that game 7. I know, but literally we got to remember Jason Tatum, literally the first play of the game hurt his ankle. So he was a shell of himself in that game. You're right.
7. It was game. They did.
It was game 7. The first play of the game, Jason Tatum sprained his ankle.
Mm-hmm.
So that's really, to me, in my mind, the only thing that saved Miami from being the worst collapse in playoff history.
Yeah, I agree.
So, I just, to me right now, Miami, they got a team full of dogs, and I'm telling you, they got some dogs. They got some dogs. But guess what? Dogs can only take it so far. I'm sorry. And Jimmy, I really don't. I'm telling you, I'm sorry, man. I ain't a Jimmy fan. I mean, I'm sorry. I just don't think he's the guy. He's not the answer.
Yeah.
Say what?
He's been to more finals than your guy.
I mean, no, that's fine. I mean,
Yeah.
that's fine. I mean, it is what it is. Sometimes you can't help the situation in the team and the conference that you're in.
Yeah, and for real quick, just as a side note for Watch Your Narrative listeners, we will definitely post on our Twitter page a poll. I want to hear you guys' take. Who's better, Jimmy Butler or Tracy McGrady? You're going to get that. You're going to get.
It's going to be a landslide.
You're going to get that
on a landslide.
That will be a poll on YouTube and on Twitter. Watch Your Narrative podcast. Yep. So let me say this about Dame, and because
are we about to start talking about him?
Yeah.
Let me know when it's my turn, please.
Oh,
and
I just want a chance for a rebuttal. That's it.
Yeah, matter of fact, if you could put the spotlight on. Let's get Wavy to flow. Hold on just a second. It takes time to get this stuff.
It's you see this red tint on my face? I'm about to turn into evil Wavy. Because I'm about to talk about this man, Damian Lillard. Let me know if the spotlight something.
That's the wrong dark skin. Hold on.
They're one of them. One of those guys.
One of.
Let me know when the spotlight's on me, please.
Oh yeah, you'll know. You'll pop up on your screen.
Got you.
But Dame for me. Oh well, there we go.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen of Watch Your Narrative Nation. That's what we're going to refer to y'all as. I have been thinking about this subject, talking about it at work, talking about it amongst my friends for the longest. Dame Lillard is a great NBA player. He's magnificent. My favorite player said that watching him is a spiritual experience. Like, it's so beautiful to watch him play basketball. We'll never forget how he had Austin Rivers when Austin Rivers was on the Nuggets, looking up at the sky with his hands like this saying, thank you. He finally missed a shot. But over these last 3 weeks, I'm starting to see a different person. I'm starting to see Dame Lillard's true colors. Dame Lillard, in my humble opinion, is afraid to fail. He would rather be on Portland where people know he's not going to win. They know he's going to be a first-round exit, or they might get high to make it to the Western Conference Finals, but they're not going to ever make it to the finals. He knows this. He sits on IG Live and plays Welcome to Miami by Will Smith, knowing that the Miami Heat want to get him. But then he goes and meets with the Portland Trail Blazers management team and tells them and doesn't request a trade. My thing is, Dame, and I'm talking to you, Dame, I hope you watch this. I hope you see this clip on our Twitter or YouTube. Do you really want to win? Do you really want to win? Nobody is coming to Portland, sir. Nobody is coming up there to play. We don't want to play at the Rose Garden. We don't want to play at 10 o'clock at night on a TNT game that nobody's going to watch. Do you really want to win? If you really want to win, you're going to request a trade, and they're going to get it done. There's a lot of teams that could use you. I was hoping you came and wore the orange and purple for us this year. The orange, I'm sure David wanted you to go and wear the orange, white, and blue in New York. I'm sure Boston would love to have you. I'm sure Miami would love to have you. I'm sure the Lakers would love to have you. But you're so obsessed with not trying to start a super team and running from the grind. Well, not running from the grind gets you Charles Barkley treatment, where they talk about you every night because you don't have rings. Because that's what, in my opinion, rings do make a player. Now, I love Allen Iverson. I pick on Tracy McGrady. I love Tracy McGrady. I grew up watching them. My best friend growing up is the biggest Tracy McGrady fan you will ever meet. I love Carmelo. But the knocks that we have against these guys is that they don't have rings. I feel like Dame Lillard is scared to join a super team because if that super team doesn't win, where he has all the cards stacked in his favor, we're going to really start to look at Dame Lillard and be like, maybe he isn't what we thought he was. Maybe he was scoring like that in Portland or playing like that in Portland because he had no choice. He was the guy. He was going to get the shots regardless. You know what? At some point, I'm going to add him into the category with Russell Westbrook. All the heart in the world, but none of the glory. You know what? I'll give it to Russell Westbrook. I know he's not as good a shooter as Dame. He's not as good as offensively as Dame. But Russell Westbrook to me is the what Dame Lillard wants to be as far as loyalty. Dame is not loyal to the Portland Trail Blazers, but he doesn't want to go somewhere else and be like a Kevin Durant and get that scrutiny, or be like a LeBron James and get that scrutiny and have to win under those circumstances. I'm done. I'm done with Dame. After these, okay, I just got an alert from Woj. I'm sorry. Oh wow, that's nice pickup. But I'm done with my tangent. Said I'm tired of talking about Dame, and I see Dave was about to play a clip of him making that game winner over Paul George. Guess what they went on to do that year? Absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing. What has Dame done? Has he won an MVP? DPOY? Most improved player? I think he was rookie of the year. But what has he done? Has he even, I mean, All-Star games. Has he won an All-Star game MVP yet? Like, what has he done? What has he done with the Blazers? You're not going to win with this franchise. Leave, Dame. We've been telling you. I'm going to keep on posting my hashtag on Twitter. Nobody is checking for Dame. Then, thank you. Thank you for letting me have my spotlight set. I appreciate it.
Okay, so I just want to rebuttal. So here's the thing. Let me get my Shannon Sharp on.
Rebut, because this take is going to be butt. Yes, go ahead. Oh, he took his glasses. Put your glasses on.
You said he's going to get the Charles Barkley treatment. Charles Barkley's in the flipping Hall of Fame. He's in the Hall of Fame. Damian Lillard has proven that he does not care about trying to form some type of super team. He has said it in podcasts, and I actually agree 100%. Unless you in the GOAT conversation, what really does a championship do for you? Like for real. What does it really do? What does it really do? Dirk Nowitzki's got one chip. Hold on. Dirk Nowitzki's got one chip. He's got one chip, but honestly, how many times are we talking about in a basketball conversation? How many times are we talking about Dirk Nowitzki? We're not. Damian Lillard, his talent has shown and proven, one, he's a great leader, right? And two, it's not his place. If he wanted to leave, he didn't have to sign the extension. He could have left when 2 seasons ago. He could have been gone.
Championship. Why? You know you're not going to win. Why sign the extension?
Okay, so let me ask you this. Because he said this, and I actually agree 100% with him. Okay, he leaves. Doesn't win a championship. What happens?
Bruh, I would rather be in contention
well,
to
at
win.
least he tried.
Yes, I would. But, no, JP, let me finish answering. I'm gonna let you have your floor. Trust me. Because you're making some solid points. Put your glasses on. You're making some solid, bro. You're making some solid points. But at least he went with a chance. You understand what I'm saying, bro? He went and he had the chance to win.
I understand that. I understand that. But you also had to me, and I feel like that some of the stuff that I've heard him say, I can understand what he's coming from, right? He's got his whole family there in Portland, right? Whole family there in Portland. And he understands that basketball is just a small part of his life. Now, I will say this now. He's also said, he's been clear he don't want to be part of no rebuild. So he's open. It's been reported that if the Trailblazers say, hey, we're going to deal you, he's fine with that. So he's not telling Portland, no, I'm going to stick it out. But he said he's not going to be the one to say, I'm through. Right? Now, so some of the points that you were saying, I understand, hey, look, man, he needs to have a chance or whatnot. But to say that he doesn't care about winning, I don't think that's you can't care.
Okay. And I get that. That was a good point about the family being there. But guess what? The NBA don't care about family. Isaiah Thomas's sister died. The man plays the next game in the playoffs, scores, I think it was 50, it may have been regular season, but he scored like 50, 56 points, something like that. And they dealt him that summer.
Yep. But let me tell you something.
Loyalty is overrated.
I will. Oh no, it is to a certain extent. But also, when you're as good as Dame, right, you have that ability to earn that type of loyalty. And I think that Portland, right, he's fine being the big guy in a small pond. And there's nothing wrong with that, because honestly, I mean, Kevin Durant, he's hop, skip, jumped all over the place, and he's only got 2 chips to show.
That's cool. He won though. He won.
You can say he won, right? But how many times, like outside of those years in Golden State, he ain't done nothing.
Bro, what are you talking about? He went to
he's literally done the same thing Damian Lillard's done with more talent.
That's not true.
He's done the same thing that Damian Lillard has with more talent.
No, he has.
No, he went to the finals though. He did go to the finals.
And he multiple times.
No. MVP. Four.
No. I'm talking about since he's left Golden State. He has done the same thing that Damian Lillard has done with more talent. Right or wrong? Right or wrong? No. You can't say it's his fault. It's not his fault. You cannot say that because if it's not his fault, then you can't say Damian Lillard. You cannot say Damian Lillard does not care about winning, and then say with Kevin Durant it's not his fault. It sounds like Skip Bayless.
Listen, bro. Listen. Brooklyn, New York, Portland, Oregon, Phoenix, Arizona, Portland, Oregon. What is in Portland? Would you go to Portland on a family trip? Anybody in this room?
What does that got to do with anything?
I hear it rains a lot out there.
I need you to answer this question.
What
has Kevin Durant hop, skipped, and jumped all over the place, right? Outside of Golden State, he has done the exact same thing that Damian Lillard has done, and Kevin Durant he's had more talent. He's had more talent with him.
He's done the exact same thing, and he still got his rings when he got them. It don't matter, bro.
Listen to what I'm trying to. No, you're missing the point that I'm trying to tell you.
No, I'm not.
Hop, skipping, and jumping all over the place don't guarantee you nothing. To me, I would if I was the big man, right? If he never wins, then in Portland, he good. It don't matter. Kevin Durant, yeah, he got 2 rings, but guess what Kevin Durant said after he won them rings? What did Kevin Durant say? Man, bro, I thought after winning the chip, man, like when I seen what it's about, man, like this is it. Like I thought it was gonna be a little bit more than that. It's unfulfilling.
But no, because I ain't gonna lie. Jokic gave us the same vibes after the finals. Like he was like,
he was ready to go home.
Yeah, but no, Kevin Durant has said this months after. Like he's recently said this in podcast. Like after winning the chip, man, he don't care nothing about that. He just care about hooping and being the best basketball player he can be.
All right, that's cool. I'm gonna tell you. You want to know why players don't have the significance on rings like they had back in the '90s when Michael and all them were playing? Because of players like Damian Lillard who really don't care about winning. That's what it is. Let me get my.
Hold on. Does Kevin Durant really care about
winning? Yeah, he got. I think he does. That's the reason he keeps switching on.
I don't. Kevin Durant cares about making it easy.
By the way,
you know what?
Kevin, that's all Kevin Durant care about. Kevin Durant want to get on teams that he got to worry about no double team.
If he cared about winning, he would have stayed in Golden State. So you may be right. Right.
I mean, let's be real.
Draymond kind of soured that relationship.
Yeah, that might be true. But even with the Nets, Kevin Durant was like, if y'all trade me, I'll trade me, but I will play. He was willing to play that this year's playoffs with the Nets, but the owner of the Nets actually liked Kevin Durant and sent him to where he wanted to go.
What sense that make?
What
sense that make?
What do you mean? What sense did that make? That means he would have stayed where he was at and tried to win a championship there for at least the rest of this past season, but he got the opportunity to leave. Also, he only played 20 games with the Suns.
Hold on. I'm sorry, but I'm glad you just pulled up this graphic here. Kevin Durant been in the league how many more years than Damian Lillard?
4.
He's been in the league 15 seasons.
Yeah.
He played. Whoa! Let's not do that. Let's scratch off 9 of those. He played 9 of those seasons with Russell Westbrook. 9 of those seasons.
No, I'm
So
just saying. I mean, that's actually very good comparison for a player that has played 4 or 5 less seasons.
Yeah.
15. I mean, you know what I'm saying.
Derrick
12
Rose,
off.
Grizzlies. Wow.
What'd you say?
Derrick Rose signed Grizzlies. I ain't trying to change the subject, but that is weird.
Oh, I thought he was.
No, I like it. Leadership in the locker room, man. Respect.
Where is it really?
Right.
I don't know about that one. But,
it'd be nice coming off the bench though. That's my nice little edge because they're gonna be without John Morant.
Yeah,
for the first 25 games.
So we know that at this point, and I'm gonna leave it here because we'll have more opportunities to kind of talk about Dame and throughout the season. But I do think that Dame definitely does need to get out. But I will say Wavy has brought up some great points that I never really thought about as far as the pressure. There is a lot of pressure that comes with, and Dame has said this. Now Dame, one thing Dame even talked about, he said, the last thing I would want to do is to go to a team and then look like a fool but don't win. So because honestly, let's look at James Harden. I mean, so there's it's pros and cons to both sides. Because look at James Harden, he's chasing it, he ain't got it.
Is he really chasing it though?
Chasing it. No. I mean, I don't know what he's chasing. Something I don't know what he's chasing. I mean, I don't
chasing
know.
happiness.
Yeah, something. But you know what? And Russell Westbrook, they started a lot of these guys are jumping around Kevin Durant now. I mean, since he's left Golden State, he didn't do great in the Brooklyn experience. That was a waste of 4 years of his career.
I agree.
3 or 4 years.
And I'm not gonna lie, JP was absolutely right. He was absolutely right about. I'm gonna tell you, I'm very objective when it comes to Kevin Durant because I never understood why he went to Brooklyn with. Why would you go with Kyrie Irving? Why? What about Kyrie Irving shows that he's loyal to anybody? This man won a championship with Bron, and because people were talking about Bron's block over his game-winning shot, which was a bad shot in my opinion, he made it, but it was not a good shot. Because if he had missed it, we would have been talking about why would you take that shot at that time? Let's be for real.
Yep.
I mean, like,
but guess what though? Guess what? So some information just came out about that trade request on NBA radio this morning.
What
so when Kyrie asked,
tell you what, in order for us to talk about that, guys, you got to tune in to episode 2.
Oh, okay, I like that.
Episode 2. If we were going to discuss that for sure. But literally, this is Watch Your Narrative podcast, season 3, guys. This is literally
we back, baby.
Season 3,
back in
effect, and we are so happy to be back. Please go and follow us on Spotify. Go find us on Apple Podcasts. I'm sorry, Apple Music. We're also on Amazon Music as well. So I mean, just go in, search Watch Your Narrative podcast. You'll be able to find us. Also, go look us up on YouTube. Same thing. Watch Your Narrative podcast. You'll be able to find us on YouTube. WYN podcast. WYN podcast. We're also on Twitter. We also have an IG. Wavy, can you tell us what the IG handle is? Do you have that now?
It would be Watch Your Narrative podcast. That's the name of it.
Watch Your Narrative podcast. Go find us on IG. Thank you guys for calling us. Really actually asking for this podcast to be back. We got some great things in effect that we're going to be talking more about as far as like having more interactions with the viewers. So just stay tuned. Watch Your Narrative. We out.